honestly, just follow your dream. We did that before. Make your dreams a reality. Honestly, like if you're trying to get in the rap game, just do it. Like just get some stuff, like get some ice together, get with some buddies, and
get some ice together.
Literally just get some drink.
Just drip,
like, yeah. Just get some drip.
I want the drip, ayy. I want the drip, ayy. You could call me Papa Squiz. Fuck on my squad is so lit. Watch me pull up in the whip. Got your girl with me, she giving me lids. All these drunk hoes was a fit. They ruined my night, I'm like shit. These baddies know that I'm so cool. Just enter the game, but I know we can lose.
Hello and welcome back to the Surreal Steve podcast, episode 6, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. 6 episodes.
6 episodes, my friend. Tonight we are doing the artist spotlight. I have my good friend Robbie Brase in the studio today.
I'm super excited for this. I've been waiting for this all week. We're about to make history, and everyone's about to witness it.
But seriously, dude, I'm super happy you can come on the show. We have a lot to talk about. You're an up-and-coming artist, right? You haven't been rapping. He's like,
maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm pushing, I'm getting up there,
But how long have you been rapping for? Like, what made you want to get into rapping? Why don't you just talk a little bit about your backstory? What made you want to, like, produce beats, start making vocal tracks, all that jazz?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was just, like, I loved listening to music as a kid. Like, that was, like, my main thing. Like, in my family, we have all musicians in my family. My mom and dad, they're musicians and stuff growing up. My dad was a music teacher. So just growing up with different music and then getting into hip hop, I just always was listening to music. And I was like, I want to do this stuff. Because I always was like, and I'm always that kid is like, I want to be a star, the American dream, So I was like, I really want to do this stuff. So I just sat down. I just started making beats off GarageBand. Like I didn't have anything. And I still made, like, people would listen and be like, they're not bad for GarageBand, even though, like, because it's gotten better. So, like, I got into doing that. And then I was like, I started, like, taking beats from YouTube and just kind of, like, rapping or, like, singing on it, figuring out, like, little things like auto-tune, like, mixing the vocal, like, making sure my voice sounds good. Even though my first songs, I can tell you right now, they were mostly covers and they were not too hot. Like, I look back at them now as, like, you hear the popping on the mic. It just does not sound. I was recording off a MacBook mic, literally. Like, I literally
like the webcam?
I did not have a mic. The mics that are on, like, the computer is the original way I did it. And people were like, yo, this is awesome. But I was like, I listen to them now and I was like, oh my, this is so bad. Like, no, but, like, that's the thing. It was I didn't own a mic. My friend had a mic and I used his once for a cover. And I still didn't know how to mix. So I was like, all right, I guess this is what I'm doing now. But then, kept going. I said, I want to get a mic. I got, like, the little keyboards to make my songs on, stuff like that. And I just kept working at it, like making beats and like studying different instrumentals and stuff online.
Got you.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying that your parents are both very musically acclimated. They just love music, basically.
Oh yeah, definitely. They taught me like things. I've been listening to I was listening to like Broadway stuff when I was young.
So you are a very diverse music
interest, definitely.
Basically.
Like people listen and be like, oh, he's a hip hop artist. But like I listen to a ton of different stuff and I'm trying to incorporate like other sounds to my music coming up. But like since I'm still like newer, I'm still sticking to like trying to find some sort of voice of mine, so like people will listen and be like, oh, that's his style. Like, because when I first started out, I was like, I don't know, I was like testing different things. I was like rapping sometimes, I was like sing rapping, and then other times I was just singing. I was like, what do I want to sound like when I rap or sing? Like I didn't know. So now I'm trying to hone in on that sound so people could recognize.
How did you fall in love with this? So you said you started dabbling with GarageBand, and then like you weren't happy with your covers. You were kind of just like dabbling on GarageBand, making beats and stuff.
Sure.
Was it the confirmation from people that, hey, this is pretty good that got you to do it? Or was it because you genuinely think, wow, like this is a really cool hobby. Like, why don't I seriously take some time and energy and make this into something?
Yeah, definitely. I had friends that were also, I had friends from home that they were doing it as like a joke, and I would be on their site. It was just like joke stuff, but I was like, what if we like actually like put like effort into like to make a song, and like people can make jokes about like hip hop music, like, oh, it's not like you can make good hip hop music would still be like awesome to do. So like I was like, at first my stuff wasn't great, but it was more of a joke at first. And I was like, well, let me actually like try like to make something like
absolutely
good. And then what happened was when I was doing like even those like cruddy like covers to like songs everyone knew, people were like, your voice still sounds good, even though it's from like a cruddy, but they hear it and they're like, this is you on here?
Like not bad.
So then I was like, maybe I should like actually like, it wasn't even like an investment thing, but it was like, let me like get a mic. Let me actually do this because I actually want to do it for fun. And then I kept doing it as more people started like commenting on it and like complimenting me. I was like starting to get better, like, making beats, actually mixing, mastering. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, Yeah, sure, it's for fun and I love doing it,
Right.
but like I want to make it good. Like I want to try at it. So
And I think that's one of the greatest things about, especially when you're starting out at this level, is having that confirmation from your friends. And you don't need it. Obviously, you have a passion for it, and you're
sure.
going to do it no matter what. But having your friends supporting you, especially you want them to be real with you. You don't want them to
Oh yeah.
gash your stuff.
No,
You
I
them
want
to-
them to tell me if it's
Right.
garbage. Like tell me it's garbage. If it's trash, and like that was the thing though. They didn't. Certain friends, especially in college, when they first heard like the bad covers I was doing, they didn't know really good from it. They just listened,
Right.
and they could say, "Oh, it sounds good" because they hear my voice and stuff, while they don't know all the itty gritty like
Little
video-
techniques, the methods of
the
editing,
little
the
methods of
sound,
that.
the
They just
mixing.
listen and go, "You should like do this," and then like when my friend had a mic, we'd go over each other's house and just kind of like mess around, and then I got my own, and then just started doing it, and that's why it was like. It's just weird because like I wasn't actually like trying this stuff at first, but it was when people told me, and I was like, all right, like I could actually like start doing this stuff.
So you're saying your friends obviously they don't have maybe an exact ear when it comes to music technique and the editing programs. So when you were starting to get into music and really starting to make your own beats, really starting to like find your voice. We were talking about this before about how important it is to really kind of find your style.
Yeah,
So let's
definitely.
talk about that a little bit. What are your biggest inspirations, artists in the industry already that really inspire you to make your kind of style? Now, obviously, you're your own artist. You're Robbie
Right.
Brase.
Oh,
like,
Robbie
there's
Brase, the one and only.
You aren't. You're not Rocky.
Don't get it
you
messed
ain't-
up,
Yeah,
man.
you ain't Travis Scott or anything. But who do you draw on the most with your work, and like who do you love the most in the industry?
Well, everyone I think knows this about me that like Travis Scott is really one of my favorite artists.
Astroworld's
And-
amazing.
oh, I
All of his other
love
stuff's
it.
amazing.
I love Travis Scott and like his technique, and I like how in his music he has this certain. His actual beats though seem like have like a raw feel, but there's a ton of like musical like aspects in it.
Right.
In a whole the range of facets of all of me, like so many different things. Rolling reverb, the mixing, the type of compression, like there's so many different things he does. Especially like vocal harmonizing, like with his voice, he like puts like different harmonies on his voice, especially with the auto tune. People know I love the auto tune.
But you sound good with it. So
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's like I use auto because it's like on the beats that I use, it's like if you had a dry vocal, it wouldn't sound like good on the song really. Like if I was just singing normally on like the beats that I make,
yeah,
you need to have some sort of like I kind of like the robotic sound, futuristic sound, like auto tune like brings out, and like so many rappers are using it now. But Travis Scott's just like one of my favorites. And everyone says like, "Oh, you sound like Travis Scott," and I was like, "Hey, I mean, if it sounds
I mean,
professional
hey,
enough to,"
I mean,
I was like,
hey.
"If it sounds professional enough to sound like that, then sure. I mean, that's fine." But I like and also I like Tory Lanez a lot. His vocal style,
Tory Lanez is awesome. I love.
and he
Tory.
does like a similar thing like Trav, like with the and his beats are very like rah rah, like big bass, like heavy. And I like him a lot. I like his voice. I think he sounds. My mom likes Tory Lanez. Funny enough, too. My mom likes the
Mama
hip hop scene.
Brase.
So my mom showed me Tory Lanez. Get that? Yeah, literally. I like heard of him. I feel like, but my mom's like, you have to hear this song on the radio. It's called "Say It." I'm like, Ma, like I don't listen to the radio anymore. Like I have the aux cord. Then I heard it and it banged. It was like this beautiful, kind of like a ballad song. And then I just kept listening to him, and he was fire. So then I listened to his way he like does his vocals. And I like the way it sounds, so I'm like, that's definitely up there.
So Travis is definitely a big inspiration, and obviously you started making music about 8 months ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah, around
So-
that time. I was like doing maybe like the like little covers, maybe even a little before. It's mostly 8 months ago because
Right.
that was when I actually put out more like an
Really
actual-
started making like your
a
EPs, your
project.
albums,
and
like,
even
putting
that
things
project.
out.
Listening back to it, there's definitely problems I hear, like certain little things I hear with it, but other people who hear it will just be like, "Oh, this is awesome! Like, it's really cool."
Exactly.
And my friends can still be honest with me because I always ask them like, "Yo, which song is your favorite?
What's
of
the
mine?
hit, you
What's
know?
your
We're gonna
what's your
talk-
least of mine?" So I was like, "Let me know which one you like and which one you don't like, and let me like take it in that direction." Like,
We're gonna touch on that right now, actually.
Oh,
So you
awesome.
definitely have grown a lot as a musician. Starting out, you started out
Thank
just
you.
fiddling. Yeah, of course, bro. You started fiddling out. You started with GarageBand. You started to find your way. You started to find your inspirations. What was glossing together for you and really working. So I definitely know you want to keep doing this. You've told me you want to keep doing this. And your two biggest songs on your SoundCloud with the most plays are 7 Up and Drip, if I'm correct.
yes, sir. No, that's correct.
So guys, definitely go on his Robbie Brase on SoundCloud,
Fire.
all your favorite music streaming platforms. He's on all of them. Give him a shot. I love his music. Drip is really cool. It's definitely one of those party songs. Definitely one of those.
It's just a
rockers.
banger. Honestly.
It's just a banger.
It's a like we were like my friend was in the studio. He produced it for me. Like he lived next door to me, and he produced a shout out Josh UA Joshua.
Hey,
It's
shout
like
out.
Josh.ua. He has like a certain like But he's a producer, so he was next door to me, and
Got you.
we just got in his room and just like he had to like he made a beat fast with me, and like I was trying to help, I was helping out with it, and then we just got on the mic for like an hour, and then the next day like we were just like, this is kind of a banger. Like this.
Sometimes you just get inspiration, or you're just in a moment. Like that's the coolest thing about music is for me when I mean I'm not on your level, but when I'm writing,
you're easily. I heard your shit before.
All right. This is about
we're interviewing him.
This is about you. No. But when I'm writing, I can't just write. You know, that's the coolest thing about music, and I don't know if that's like that for you. When you're writing, you can't. I don't know if you can just write anytime you want, but typically I have to be inspired. I have to feel an emotion. I can't just like start writing bars.
Yeah,
I can't.
Definitely.
I have to like. Typically, it sounds weird, but I'll write when I have coffee or something, or like my brain's really up. But lately, my style is about either like love, Airbnb, breakup, stuff like that, which is natural because that's what's going on in my life. And I don't want to like rap about stuff that's not me because like, you know, I look like a goofball. You know, I look like the guy who's gonna like on the white picket fence and two golden retrievers. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, like I don't know. Like funny enough, like I write like raps and stuff. Like I don't have a ghostwriter. If that's, I don't have someone writing secret raps for me. But I'm low key taking like exceptions, right? Like if you want to write something for me, like, I'll take it. If you want me to rap. But either way, like a lot of the times I'll have a beat and I'll like just get on the mic and like be like. Like start singing, but just doing the cadences, like
just trying to find the melody with them.
If I'm singing, I find the melody, or if I'm rapping, I'll just figure the flow and be like, like I'll put words inside that I want to put in and figure out like what can I put in before it, or what words can I put in to make it sound good, and go with like the theme of the song, because I feel like a song's got to have like the overall theme, like we just like running around getting girls, like getting money, or is it going to be like an actual like love song? Or, yeah. So like. It's like, it depends on that, but yeah.
And I think that's definitely important, is to kind of find your platform. If you're definitely starting out as a new musician, you got to find what works for you. You got to find what ideas fit best for you, the kind of message you're trying to put out.
It's like an image. It's like,
it really is. It's identity.
Like, what are you going to rap about? Like, even if you have like a love song contrasted with like a bump song, like just for partying, you still have a vibe within the words, or like your sound that like goes, it's like a brand for your like yourself.
Exactly. And I think people always make fun of like, like rapping just like like I know Snoop makes fun of that, which he's right, because I mean like 21 Savage, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like it works, people like it, and like it or not, there's still a style and talent that goes into every successful rapper.
Even when I was saying that before, like, you know, when I was like, it's hip hop music,
right?
People look at him, are like, you know, it's like they'll bump it and stuff, but you know, like the mumble, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's still though, like if you can make it on a good level, like people will bump it. Like if it sounds professional and like sounds good, people will be like, oh wow, like I fuck with this is good. Yeah.
You really just gotta find your style. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about how long does it typically take you to write a song, produce it, mix it, make sure it's a finished product? Because you said you do the cadence first, you kind of like find where you want to put the words, how it's going to sound. Then you actually fill in the words, you make the song, you write it, then you have the beat produced. Just talk a little bit about the style that goes into making your music. Like, what's the process?
Yeah, like it really depends. Like sometimes, so when I make beats, there'll be times I'll come home, I'll sit down, make a beat. Most of the time, if I make a beat, when I say that, I mean like I don't even finish it. Like I'll get the melodies and everything, and then cut it up, and then occasionally put more sounds like later in the song or somewhere else to make it sound different.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times I get like an inspiration, like a melody in my head, or like I'll like sing in voice memos on my iPhone, like a melody, and be like, don't forget this melody. And like, you're like, so it's so so literally, like, I don't know, I just spew random stuff. So literally it depends. Like if I have lyrics written already, like sometimes, like say I wrote something a while ago, like, oh, this sounds good, I can get on the track faster, but it usually takes longer when I'm trying to figure out, say like I want to go into it open, and I'm like, let me figure out my cadence by myself, like figure out words I want to put in. But like the part that's like a lot for me is like the mixing, mastering, because like I'm like very like OCD about making it like sound. I want it to sound good. And there's still even room for improvement, but like I'm trying to make sure there's no clipping, there's no problems within the track. So I'm always making sure that like all of my tracks are just like I'm very OCD with that. Like going through each and every like volume pit, like everything to make sure it sounds good. And then mastering even takes a while. And I'll literally be exporting file after file. I'll master something and think it's done, listen to it in my car and be like, oh, that's a problem. Go back, do it again. Sometimes I have to go back. So like I'm always just going back and forth. But now like that I'm like continuing to do it, it's becoming way easier. Like now mastering to me is becoming, easier thing. It used to be harder. Like I used to have to like sit for a while and just try and figure it out. So ton of YouTube videos. Literally watching YouTube videos trying to figure out how to do it.
It's a skill. I mean, you know that more than everyone else in the music industry knows that too. It is a skill. You got to keep working that muscle. You got to keep using the software, getting used to it. So how does it feel though when you finish a song? Like especially your first, let's say your first album or your biggest hits. How does it feel? Like, do you know how much of a success your song is going to be, or like, do you have a more of a passion for some songs you put out? Like, how do you feel when you finish a song, it's mastered, and you're ready to put it out?
Like when I finish it, it's such a like when I click that like upload button, it's like, you ever like on Thanksgiving, you're so stuffed, you just lay back in your chair and you're just like, oh, yeah. That's literally me when I hit the upload button. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like I was like, don't deal with that anymore. And even then, there are times I've uploaded a song and I heard like something maybe I didn't like. I have like SoundCloud Plus, so it allows me to re-upload a track without losing any plays or anything.
That is
awesome. So like,
I didn't even know you could do that.
I edit. Even some of the tracks had more plays. I was like, oh, but this file that I just edited sounds better. But when I send it out, it's like a great feeling. It's like, especially when I got all my stuff on like Apple Music and Spotify, it was like, cause like that process is longer, like through like DistroKid's, the site that I used. Yeah. So they let you like put it out on all platforms. So when you get the email that your stuff's out, I got to upload my lyrics on it. It felt great, and it's like I'm glad now that I could just send out links and stuff or put it everywhere, just like so people could just find it easier. You know what I mean?
That's awesome that you've established kind of like, first of all, let's just resketch everything. You started just messing around, kind of having fun with it.
Exactly.
Then you leveled up a little bit. You started like,
you got level Logic.
Up. Level it up. Yeah, you started making more songs. You got real albums, album art. Your music video, Drip, we'll play a little bit of that actually in this video. Like, how does that feel, man? Like, what kind of advice would you give to people who are just trying to get into this and really just becoming a musician or an artist? Is there any kind of advice or like character traits you should say, like, you know, maybe not giving up or having patience with your material?
Sure. Like, I'd say the number one thing is, excuse me. I'd say the number one thing is mostly like discipline. Like, actually just like a lot of people, I've talked to so many people that come to me like, yo, I'm thinking of doing this. And like, and it's like, oh, what have you done? And if they say I haven't done much, then it's like, that's fine. What are your plan? Like, what do you want to rap on? What's your kind of style you're thinking about?
Right.
And a lot of these kids don't know what they're like, I want to produce, but they've never even touched a software in their life. And I want to say to them, I'm not saying it's too late to start. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
I'm saying if you really want to do it, like you literally, like for me and like friends of mine who also produce, we've spent hours just sitting on these, like on the computer, like on the software, like Logic, GarageBand, just figuring stuff out for ourselves. Or going on YouTube looking for videos like tips and like things to help. So like it's about literally just being disciplined and like saying, I'm gonna sit down and like learn this. Like I want to get a mic, I want to use it, I want to record, I want to figure out how to use vocals. Like just really putting your mind to it. Because a lot of people like say they want to, but it's about really just do it. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Make your dreams come true.
It really is true, though.
I like how you just went very calm. You went like this, and you're like, but it is true, though. You know?
It is. I preach that a lot to people too. You know, I don't want to talk about myself too much, but I'm just starting out with this too, and a lot of it came.
And you're already fired.
Thanks, man.
You guys are gonna hear it.
And it just really comes down to just do it. Like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, you have all these ideas in your head. You're always like, well, I kind of want to do this, and I kind of want to do that, and this is my dream. Okay. What are you doing about it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's not even, I'm not even trying to be like a jerk about it. Like, I'm not like, what have you done? I'm not like that. I mean, like, every time people say they want to do it, I'm like, do it. Get a mic.
I encourage you to
get a cheap mic if you want. Figure out some stuff. I was literally downstairs in my basement, like, for hours just trying to figure. I was doing it like, I was trying to figure out even when I was just using the MacBook speaker. Like, I was like, what can I do on this? And you got to play around with it.
Do what you have with what you have now. It's Theodore Roosevelt. Messed that quote up.
That was supposed to be inspirational.
It is like that, though. Because no matter what level you're at, you just have to make the best of the environment you're in, the materials you have. And I admire you because I don't have the patience and determination you have when it comes to making beats, when it comes to really putting yourself in that studio zone and sitting there for a few hours to figure out, how can I make this technique better? How can I make this vocal track better? I don't have that patience.
Oh, it's hard. It's time consuming too. Yeah. I mean, busy schedules. We're in LA, you know.
But you did it. You don't make excuses. You just do it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm the greatest rapper of my generation. I'm the Pablo Picasso of my generation.
All right, man. Well, I'm about to close this out. Thank you so much. Do you have any finishing words that you would like to say to anyone, viewers and everything?
Honestly, just follow your dream.
Follow
We did
your
that
dream.
before.
Make your dreams
Make your
come
dreams
true.
a reality. Honestly, like if you're trying to get in the rap game, just do it. Like just get some stuff, like get some ice together, get with some buddies, and
Get some ice
just-
together.
literally just get some drink.
Just drip,
like,
yo.
yeah, just get some drip. It's not lean, but
No lean, grape
yeah,
juice.
Yeah, just grape juice. Just like get in and just do it. I don't know, have fun with it. I mean, while I'm doing this stuff, like it's cool to like release it to everyone, but honestly, just have fun with it. Honestly, that's really what it's about. I mean,
Have fun with it, and if you really have, or you're passionate about it, or you think you could at least give it a try, just do it. Sorry, LaBeouf, just do it.
that's
Be
like gonna be
happy.
like the name of this
Just
video.
do
by
it.
the
It's
time
not
we're
even going to
done.
be Robbie Brase or Steve. It's going to be Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. But anyway,
Surreal Steve facts.
Rob, my friend,
Oh, absolutely.
thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, make sure you check out Robbie Brase on all the music streaming platforms, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. He is on all of them, SoundCloud. Make sure to give him a follow, a like, show him some love. He deserves it. He works really hard with his music. Seriously.
I need
like,
to eat.
I need to eat too. But really, dude, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Thank you.
Of course. And thank you, everyone who watched and listened today. I really appreciate the attention, I guess you could say. The very minimal attention.
Everyone better be watching this.
Everyone. But guys, make sure to like and follow Surreal Steve on Facebook and YouTube. And give Burning Harbor Films a shout out, because none of this would be possible without Burning Harbor Films. And he does a great job. And I wouldn't be, like I said, just great job. Amazing.
Had to bring out a Trump impression.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out episode 1 of the Artist Spotlight Surreal Steve podcast. Thanks again to Robbie Brase, and we'll see you next time.
Hey. Robbie B, Josh, hey. I want the drip, 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 hey. You could call me Papa Squid. Fuck on my squad, is so lit. Watch me pull up in the whip. Got your girl with me, she giving me lids. All these drunk hoes was a fit. They ruined my night, I'm like shit. These baddies know that I'm so cool. Just enter the game, but I know we can lose. You don't try to talk, cause I really don't care. Get on my Snapchat, I'm checking my hair. Fuck it, bro, life ain't fair. Ruin on bitches just like I'm Ric Flair. Better hit a party in a thacker. Boy, I'm not that drunk, doesn't matter. I walk in, what's up? The lights going up. Got jungle juice filling my cup. Got a frat boy throwing out the vodka. Got a white girl acting like a hoe. She wants more guys in this party. Said she gon' leave a key under the dope. I want the drip, ayy. 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 You could call me Papa Squid. Fucked in my squad, is so lit. Watch me pull up in the whip. Got your girl with me, she giving me lit. Bitch, I shut up. You've had enough. You're starting the drone. Get your ass home. Just get your ass home. Get your ass home. Bitch, I shut up. You've had enough. Yeah, you're starting the drone. Just get your ass home. Get your ass home. Get your ass home. Just came back from Kappa Sigma. Hitting up that girl from Tinder. Why is this kid looking at me? This bitch trying to hop in my taxi. Trying to find a way to get home. Got a taxi driving in Jerome. Got a lot of rap and a lot to say. Skirt off, up and away. I'm not coming over. She wants the feelings, but I barely know her. I'm off the bean. Yeah, I'm off the bean. Wearing Supreme. I love the geek. My look is so clean. All black like a fiend. Got a big brain like Sheen. Girls like at me, they go sheesh. I want the drip, ayy. I want the drip, ayy. I want the drip, ayy.